was cool to get back on the theater. I feel like I was going to say something else and I totally lost track when I was talking about the theater.
I don't know. Probably about your fucking fire-toasted fucking house.
I was trying to put it off for as long as possible because I know it's going to take me a while to explain everything.
Nope. You just do a quick one.
It might work out, yeah. So I guess we can look at that picture and then look at that one too because I got like 3 different ones. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah, you're already aware. That's another thing where I was like, it would have been so much better if I was just saying, hey man, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, we can't just like
wouldn't that have been better? But
no, okay. I'd be like, I don't really talk to Kyle unless it's on the podcast. We don't really know each other.
Welcome to MomsGarage Pod, the official 14 last episode.
Oh yeah.
It was talked about out loud, but it was actually 13 due to my negligence. I was like, I think because the Zoom thing was like, hey, your memory is like getting low or something. I was like, fuck, all right, well, clear out these old videos I didn't use. Didn't even think to move Alex's one aside, so I was like, fuck.
That sucks. Yeah, I was wondering how you did that.
Yeah, just I'm stupid. But yeah, official 14 Mom's Garage.
Nice.
Good morning, this is Kyle.
And Tyler.
And I'm actually going to get this out of the way because I've been meaning to get in the habit of doing it. But hey, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to think of a less douchey way to say that. Like, hey, if you want, hit that subscribe button. I mean, it does help out. I mean, likes,
help out.
Subscriptions, they are all appreciated.
You can zell us money.
And feel free to comment. Yeah, that's cool too. Zellus.
Cash App.
Cash App.
OnlyFans.
Lots of PayPal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have PayPal. Those bastards.
But yeah, how are you? How are you doing?
Pretty good.
It's good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can dive into what's the freshest thing in our mind. Mom's Garage upping their production value with the official Mom's Garage drone.
Yeah, it's fucking tight.
Yeah, very cool. I was already pretty excited about it, but talk about blowing every expectation that I had.
It's
like,
every single
and
thing
you know
about
what's
it.
cool?
You got
I can feel it. I feel it on my arms. I got toasted for sure.
Shoot.
I'm gonna be a little bit pink tomorrow probably.
I'm around.
I just started feeling like the tightness in my skin right now.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, back to the drone. I should have had like the exact name of it. I don't know, but it looks like that.
For sure it does.
Yeah, that was fucking cool. A little bit, just getting used to like pairing it and like, all right, do this, do this.
That took a
Make sure you're on the Wi-Fi and like, had extra fun. Got to do our first crash test. Within like the first 5 seconds, hit that fire hydrant thanks to yours truly. But it was all purposely. I was doing a little stress test.
Yeah, it didn't break, so that's good.
Yeah, as soon as it flipped, I was like, well, guess I'm gonna have to lie to Amazon and tell them I have to return it.
It came damaged.
But no, yeah, it was a little scratches here and there. I think there's also a little bit of red paint from the hydrant, but other than that, flew perfectly fine. And then we also, like I said, already I was blown away by the height. I was blown away by smoothness of the capturing of the video. I thought it was great. And then we discover, you're in bitch mode. Like,
yeah, bitch mode.
This is like for kids 10 and under or whatever. Like, so our range is like everything. Wasn't everything like quadrupled pretty much?
Yeah, the height went from 98 feet to 400, and I think the distance away from you went from fucking 200 or something to 4,000 or something like that.
I don't know. I just remember the numbers are way bigger than what we had it set to, which is, even more awesome. I'm looking forward to.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. But fucking dope. Yeah. And then gotta get used to that too. Every time I hear it, fucking like, oh my god. Yeah,
that's funny.
I thought it was gonna chop my head.
I also thought that every single time.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking cool. I can't wait to try to squeeze a drone shot into basically any kind of skit we do from now on.
For sure.
Even if it's like not even called for, it's like, we're doing a drone shot. We can just use a tripod. Nah, just have it hover there. Like,
I know.
Let's get our money's worth.
We don't need any other thing. Yeah. That's funny.
We should also do an audio test too. I'm interested.
Yes. Oh yeah. See how it sounds.
Is all you're gonna hear is the buzz, or like does it have some kind of anti-buzz buffer on it. I don't know. I mean, it's already blowing my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like,
oh, I know.
yes, I can cancel my own audio for you. And
Yes.
I'm just like, oh.
Let me know when sex is time.
That was cool too. It talks. It's like, hey,
yeah.
it's like out of range, like descending.
That was cool. I liked that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, the whole thing was fucking tight.
I'm satisfied.
For sure.
Yeah, like great investment, no regrets at all. Can't wait to the smoothness, dude, of like when just watching the stuff back, and then that pull back video, dude.
Yeah, that we're gonna be putting up there.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
one right there. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, GoPro. I mean, yeah, that was cool too. The stabilization.
Oh, the stabilization worked.
That's gonna be awesome for
the GoPro 8 Black.
8 Black, the Ocho. Yeah, there it is. Also, thanks to Amazon Prime Day, got that on.
Oh
sale.
yeah, I saved like 150 or something.
Yeah, just like something like that, 150 off or whatever.
That's cool.
That's a lot. Super good depth for the water. Supposedly it's got like good durability or whatever. It was showing me videos of people like off-roading, all the dirt blasting into the camera. Yeah. It'd be awesome for when I'm doing my, I don't know, surfing and snowboarding and extreme sports that I got to learn how to do now to take full advantage of my GoPro.
The drone and the GoPro when you're going down a hill.
Got to work on my parkour stuff. But I figured it'd be cool, especially for rookies. You know, you have like the little crop camera or whatever.
Yes.
That'll be fun to have on.
Oh, it's going to look too good, though.
Mm-hmm. You have to turn off the stabilization.
Yeah.
Have to run like an idiot to make it really jiggly. But yeah, I mean, usually, like I said, all I usually do is talk shit on Prime Day. But I think this is the first year I actually got some good deals on shit that I wanted. I almost got those lights that you have, and they had like green screens on sale, and I was like, maybe I should just get a fucking studio going or something like.
That'd be cool.
But I was like, But yeah, maybe later. I also was thinking it might be cool to get some kind of like different colored lights, like those kind of
softer
projecty ones.
Yeah,
or, like change color would be cool. Just so we have the option of softer or whatever. But yeah.
No, yeah.
I thought that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's new with you? How's your new job as a, what is it?
My Jack operator.
I had the picture last time.
You did, that was a good one.
I just, I spelled it wrong. I spelled it like M-Y.
Oh, okay.
And then when it Googled, it's like, no, stupid. It's a My Jack with like an I or whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah, but how was it driving that thing? Like, was it just basic up, down, left, right? Or like a gnarly crane? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah, it's just a crane, yeah.
What are you moving? Like, I don't know what you do over there. Like, what is that
I
place?
move just giant pieces of concrete.
Like those center divider things, or like just big hunts of
Oh,
concrete?
way bigger than those.
Oh.
Yeah.
And like just like ship them out, or like?
Yep.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
What is it like driving that fucking thing?
It's scary at first, but it's not too bad.
Get used to it like everything else. That's cool. Hey, now let's talk about something while I chug this coffee.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's fucking not too bad. And it's just like you're in a helicopter. You got two like joysticks, and you got little scrolly wheels on it to go forward or backwards, and to turn the wheels.
Are they still kind of short-staffed where you at?
Yeah, they are super short-staffed. Yeah, I think like 3 people quit in the nighttime, and they never replaced me either, so just a bunch of spots open.
Are you finally adjusted to daytime now?
No, waking up early still sucks.
I mean, it's always sucky, but it's better, right? Better than it was the first couple weeks?
No, on Thursday, I think I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to be at work half hour ago. I was late. Like, motherfucker.
You still having trouble like falling asleep at night, or does your body still
Yeah,
wanna,
it is that.
I remember for a while it was like around like whatever time, 11 or 10, my body's like, this is like when we go hard. Like,
yeah, that's when I have to go to bed now, and I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm. So I remember I'd be in bed and all of a sudden I'm just like, bing. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're liking the My Jack.
I like having time in the day after work, dude. That's such a cool.
That's probably the biggest benefit when you get out of work and it's like, ooh, I still have all this.
I can
sunlight.
still go to grocery stores or fucking anywhere that's open.
Basically, everything is still open.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Oh, speaking of stuff open, as I'm coming up here, I saw you guys are finally getting a Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh la la. And I remember looking, and I was like, damn, I don't know about that spot though. Like, because Chick-fil-A pretty notorious, and then I imagine when it first opened, that place is gonna be bananas.
Yes.
But then when I drove by, I kind of peeked over and I was like, oh, they're ready. They had like already dual drive-through, like ready to go, and I was like, hey, Chick-fil-A knows they ain't playing.
That's good. There's a Cane's chicken being built
Oh,
over
really?
here too. Yeah.
You guys are getting all the goods. Nice. Cane's is pretty cool.
They just opened one in Barstow also, at the outlets and shit.
With Cane's, I always just go for the tenders because I'm not a fan of their sandwich.
I never have been there.
The way that they do their sandwich, okay, so it's not bad.
Okay.
It's just I'm not a fan of the way they do it because they're more like a tender place, chicken tenders.
Okay.
So the way they do their sandwich is just like tender.
Oh,
So it just you get more bread.
Right.
It's good chicken, and their cane sauce is really good. So
they got some spicy stuff there?
I mean, it's like Chick-fil-A, like spicy, like, you know.
Okay, well, that's good, though.
It's not like a... What's the name of the hot chicken place?
Fuegos, Don Fuegos.
Don Fuego. Shout
Yeah,
out
that
Don
place
Fuego.
is too cool.
Yeah, that's where the fire is.
Okay.
But no, I mean, it's still good. And like I said, their sauce is pretty delish. Recommend it whenever you get a chance to try it. Probably let it cool down for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because that's another place that gets, like, you know, people are dedicated to that Cane's line.
That's cool. Fucking yesterday I went to Chili's,
Mm-hmm.
and I was drinking, like, I don't know, I was like, give me your strongest fucking, like, mixed drink or whatever. And it's like, okay, it's this El Nino. And I was like, cool. So I was drinking that, and I ordered some steak. And then fucking, like, I finished my food and my asparagus and shit, and then my throat just completely closed up, and I thought I was gonna die, because it was like, I had an allergic to something, I guess. And I fucking freaked out. I almost had, like, a panic attack and shit, because, like, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
I couldn't swallow, like, at all.
That sounds terrifying.
And I could breathe through my nose, but I was, like, freaking out too much to, like, concentrate on doing it. God damn, that was scary.
Did you figure out what it was?
No, I just stayed there, and I asked for water, and just only drink water.
You should have asked for like an ingredient list on that drink or something, just so that you
I
could
looked
avoid
it
it
up.
in the future.
Yeah,
Like,
I've had that drink before and never had that problem. The only thing I could think of is I got like very rare steak. If that was it, it was like raw. It was just seared. And I asked for medium, and that's what they gave me, and I was like, oh, well, whatever. I'll have it.
it's way off.
Yeah, it was way off.
I've only had a raw steak like once, just I wanted to just
To
you
try
never
it?
know to try it.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I just don't like the texture.
I remember. Is it just me, or does it seem sweeter? Is that like a weird way to describe it? Maybe it's because of the extra blood or something. But I remember my impression being like it's still good. It's just like it just kind of tastes like.
Like you're
a little
going
bit
down on
sweeter.
a girl.
Yeah, when it's that time, you know.
Ew. Like pennies? It tastes like pennies.
But yeah, the copper. Usually, medium is my preferred as well. Just a little bit of pink.
Yeah, but this was not that, and then my throat closed up, so I'm just gonna blame that.
I think that's the other part that I don't dig is like when you're like halfway done with your raw steak, it's like you have an entire plate of just this much like blood on it, you know. And just,
Oh yeah, it's a little nasty.
all this sauce.
It also came with grilled avocados. I don't know, it was weird, but it was good.
Well, that's weird. I'm glad you're okay. It sounds
Yeah.
terrifying. Yeah, I'd be freaking out too.
You know,
If all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, do I hit the panic button and tell somebody, or like, do I
Yeah.
just die, or like, I don't want to be an inconvenience, but
yeah, that happened to me about 2 years ago when there was like a sell on kiwis, and I fucking munched down like 5 of them in a row.
yeah.
And then my throat just plop.
So
I was like, I don't know. I haven't tried them again.
I don't think I have any food allergies that I'm aware of.
Yeah, me neither. I thought.
As far as I know, it's just cats for me. It's my
okay.
allergies, and then medication stuff like that. I never had any issues. They always ask, and I tell them, no, I'm good. Unless you got a cat back there, I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dr. Mittens isn't gonna like this.
Oh shit. That'd be too funny. I hope you get a picture of like a cat doctor.
Yeah, I'll Photoshop a cat head on there or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing our third amigo, but yeah,
There again,
he
yeah.
does again. Yeah, you can only do it a certain time, and you know, we'll get it to work out eventually, or
No.
could-
A couple weeks.
yeah, or maybe get him on Zoom. It's probably the best way. Just
Yeah, and that
at the
seems
right
to
time
work
or
pretty
whatever.
good.
Yeah,
I like
good,
those.
good
Those are fun.
connection. I thought the Zoom one was good. I think they had like one of our highest watch duration times, which is cool.
That's good, yeah.
Usually people kind of stop
Yeah,
after a while, but I
I
think
need to
that
try
one
to argue
was-
with you guys more and stuff like that to make it more fun.
No, I think that was the good. You guys' back and forth was hilarious, yeah. And then we need more Alex Jones with his fucking.
Oh, his mask breathing? I forgot about that till I watched it again. I was like, oh,
I don't even
fuck.
want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
It's just funny when like you're just like, oh, you're wrong, but it's okay. Keep talking about it. Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah, like I've seen videos of like a dude with like 10 masks on, and he has like the oxygen meter
He's
next to him,
stupid too.
and he's like just to prove that
Yeah.
it doesn't affect you, or at least your oxygen levels. But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I heard.
You can believe whatever you want. I guess it doesn't matter. We're past the mandate date or whatever. So,
Yeah.
put all this
Kinda
weird.
still wore a mask everywhere yesterday for some reason. Went to Staples, Dollar General, and fucking Hobby Lobby or something.
Mm-hmm.
They all made
I
you.
mean, I still do it just because I feel like we're just still in that in between time. So it's like I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm just whatever.
Plus, everyone at Walmart's gross, so I wear masks.
That's
I'm just
another
gonna
thing
do
too.
that forever now.
That's what I remember. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, especially like when you're really crowded. I'm just like, and it's funny too because looking back, I'd see it every once in a while. Like you go to an airport or something, there'd be some guy with a mask on.
Right. Well, yeah, it's like they do it in China or Japan
Yeah,
or whatever.
like, it's a big Asian thing for sure, because I feel like they have a lot more population. Everybody's all packed together, like Tokyo and stuff. But yeah, I remember back in the day, I'd always be like, yeah, okay, do you really need it? But now I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, yeah.
They said it almost eradicated the whole flu, man. I mean, I mentioned that last time, but
I wasn't
that's crazy.
sick forever. Like, I wasn't sick for a long time, and like I feel like the whole I've been definitely washing my hands more than I have my entire life. Like I do it all the time. What's mind blowing is well, first of all, I went to the movie theaters like in the first time like for a while.
That's cool.
Like yeah, it was cool. It was finally open. We didn't have much to do, so me and my girlfriend was like, "Want to go to the fucking theater?" Like it's been a while, which was fine. Oh, it was it was fine. But I was like, oh, we're doing the whole thing. Get a soda, get popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this. Buttered it up, and then I had a flashback to like, oh, I remember this. It's that moment when you eat too much popcorn and you're just like, ugh, I feel fucking like shit right now. Like halfway through this movie, I'm just like, ugh, fuck, why did I pound that buttery popcorn?
What the fuck, man?
And then I'm sucking this fucking Pepsi down or whatever. Like, yeah, it's just been a while since my body tolerance for horrible shit food. Yeah,
That's funny. Expensive shit food.
yeah. But yeah, it was cool to get back on the theater. I feel like I was going to say something else, and I totally lost track when I was talking about the theater.
I don't know. Probably about your fucking fire toasted fucking house.
I was trying to put it off for as long as possible because I know it's going to take me a while to explain everything.
Nope. You just do a quick one.
It might work out, yeah. So I guess we can look at that picture, and then look at that one, too, because I got like 3 different ones. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're already aware. That's another thing where I was like, would have been so much better if I was just like, hey, man, guess what happened to me?
Yeah,
and then
we
could've
can't
got
just
you
like...
whoa! Like, wouldn't that have been better? But
no,
it's okay.
I'd be like, I don't really talk to Kyle unless it's on the podcast. We don't really know each other.
But, all right, so.
Get into it.
All right, let me think back and really put yourself in the mood.
Okay, yeah, because you left out some details or something you were telling me.
Yeah, so
secret.
I'll take it all the way back to the beginning. So, it was the night of, it was Friday night. I had just finished the official first pod with only Alex and myself, which will never be seen because I deleted it.
Did you check your trash?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trust me, I tried to look for it. Yeah, I was just like, God damn it, I can't believe I deleted it. But yeah, literally right before, because we did the pod kind of late, and I think after we were done with the pod, we were still like talking about just more projects and just general bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I talked to him for like another, I don't remember how long, and then okay, closed it. At this point, we're probably ramping around past midnight, probably.
Damn.
Give or take.
Up late.
No, yeah. And then I had work the next day, too.
Ah!
So, about midnight, ish, maybe a little bit later. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the full, I won't leave anything out. See, I did go to my garage and smoked some marijuana, and then placed it on my shelf in my normal spot. Smoked, went back in the house.
What did you smoke? A pipe or a bong?
That's my little bubbler.
Okay.
And when I smoked, I cleaned the bowl. Not clean it. I mean, clean it as in I...
You finish it?
Finished that bowl.
I was just wondering because if it was like a roach you left or something,
No, it was a bubbler. That's the only thing I use is bubbler.
Okay.
And then regular bit lighter.
Yeah.
It's also midnight.
Yeah.
My car had been off for several hours. Yeah, so then I smoked. All right, we'll say it's maybe like a little after midnight. I go back in. I remember I put all my laptop away. I had everything set up, so I had to put laptop away, camera, microphone. Like I had my whole setup, so put all that away. Did whatever bullshit. And then blah, blah, blah. Eventually got back to my bedroom. Close to 1 is where we're at now. close to 1 a.m. Laid down because I'm like, well, here comes work in like 4 hours or less. So
God, I hate that
should
feeling so much.
No, it's bad. Anytime I get past 11 o'clock, I'm like, well, tomorrow's going to be real tough to get up. But yeah, so get to my bed. I'm laying in bed scrolling, just Reddit or something like my last moments before falling asleep. And so here's where it gets good. So I'm sitting there, and then I know you've been to my house, so I'll try to describe it, but try to picture it too, like the hallway and everything. So I'm laying in bed about 1 a.m. I think it's like just minutes before 1 a.m.
Who's all there? Is there people there?
It's me, myself, and I.
Okay.
My new dog,
right,
Laura, and then my mom's dog. I don't even know if I picture him. Chihuahua.
Gotcha.
So I'm in bed scrolling, and I'm sitting there, and I go, smells like smoke. Whatever. Somebody's having a late night fire, I guess. Scrolling, and I'm like, really, it smells like smoke. And I kind of like look out my window and like, because it was like hot as fuck to have all the windows open, and I'm like, oh, there's like smoke pretty close to my house. So I'm like, all right, and I'm getting up, passing the second bedroom. That's like I go out of my bedroom to the second bedroom, and like as I'm walking by, I glance out the window, and it's just a wall of smoke. It's just pure white. Like I can't see out of it, and I'm like, okay. I think my instinct is like, okay, something's going down, like, and it's probably at least very close to my house. Continue walking, so I'm passing like the front door, and I have like those 3 kind of skinny windows, and I can see like the smoke kind of just like coming in, like it's on the floor, like it's coming in like that, right?
Yeah, that's
and
scary.
I'm just like, so now it's like I'm not even thinking. I don't think it's just like, okay, well, obviously there's like a fire extremely close, or like it's happening like on my house possibly. So continue walking, taking like a left, going towards like the little entry room where we have our pool table.
Like in between the kitchen
whatever
and
you
the
want to
garage?
call that room.
Yeah, your dining room is what it should have been probably.
I'm making my way. It was a dining room. I think when my grandpa used to live there. We're making our way to like the garage, right?
Yeah.
Or at least I am. So.
Did you do one of those touch the handles and it was real fucking hot?
I should have. That
okay.
is a good lesson because here we go.
Oh, man.
Get to the door, and I'm like, this whole time, I'm just like, like, the fuck is going on? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out as I'm going to the garage. Open the door, and when I say inferno, I'm talking inferno, bro. My garage was lit the fuck up. I had to duck because the fire was on top of, like...
Oh, shit.
We have that little... It's not technically an attic. It's more of like a above your garage storage thing.
Okay, yeah.
That was completely on fire.
Okay, that's
so I take one step, and I'm just like, okay, fire. And then, like, I look over to the left, so I have my car here, washer, dryer, water heater. Complete.
Yeah, I seen all those melted.
Complete inferno, right? I looked up. I remember vividly. I don't think my car was on fire. I think it was like being dripped on by the shit that was on fire on top. Because I remember the hood was on fire, but it was more like drippy drip fire, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Imagine fire, but just like liquidy lava drip. So my first instinct after like that first step, I didn't even look. I went back to hit the garage door button because my first instinct was like, all right, the hose is there, just get water. That was like the first move, boom. And I remember feeling the button, and I could feel it was already like morphed, like it was starting to melt, like the plastic fucking garage door. Instantly, there was no power, so it's just like pop, pop, pop. It wasn't working. So then I guess my mind just went into like, all right, survival mode time. So went back in
your kitchen, and you get the little squeezer on the sink.
Start getting these little bowls of water. Come on. Take like a step back in, and like I'm going because my thought is, all right, gotta go all the way back to my room. Cell phone 911. So going back, I take like 4 or 5 steps, and like I stop because whatever memory was in my subconscious from like fire safety school day or whatever it came from, I just remember being like, lock the fire in, you know what I mean? So I went back, I fucking like hit the door behind me so it fucking slammed shut, and I made sure it was like shut. Which in hindsight, according to Mr. Investigator, was the move because otherwise it would have just, jetted through the entire house.
By closing the garage door?
By leaving it open, it would have completely, got in 1,000 times faster.
Oh, that's good.
Shut it to kind of lock it in there. Lock in the beast.
Good.
Okay, so, boom, hit the door behind me, and then I fucking jet down to my bedroom, and then the smoke is pumping at this point, bro. it's coming in. I think when I was going back to my phone, that's when the smoke alarm was like, hey, there's a fire, in case you weren't aware. So I'm sprinting back to my room, get the phone, and then I think my next move, as in my head, after I'm like, okay, 911 first, and then imagine my front door, and then I have my gate as well, right? So locked iron gate, which, Jesus Christ, talked about a safety hazard.
Yeah,
so
that sounds scary.
I'm like, all right, well, I need to get out, and I can't get out unless I unlock the gate. So I'm dialing, and then I'm going back to the front door. Hey, 911, what's your emergency? And I think I was just like, I wish I had the audio recording in my call.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
But I was just like, hey, house is on fire. And like, cause I'm getting the keys and like, I'm out. So now I'm unlocking at the gate. And she's like asking for my address. Oh no, she's like, hey, okay, I'm going to transfer you to the fire dude or whatever. Transfer, like, hey, what's your address? So they unlock it, go back into the house. And as I'm talking, I'm like yelling for my dog. Cause I don't know where she went. It's hard for me to explain this. I've already tried to. This is like the only time I'm going through it detail for detail, and it's like upsetting me already. So give me a second.
No. Jesus. That's not good.
I think it's, dude, I cannot tell you how afraid I was that my dog was going to die. That stupid dog is making me have feelings, and I hear you.
Goddamn. Kyle loves his dogs.
Okay. So, yeah, on the phone with 911, yelling for my dog. Because I knew my mom's dog was on her bed, and he's like pretty much deaf, so I don't think he was even aware of the situation. So, as I'm on the phone, like, I'm also going through my head of like, hopefully she gets out, because I can't fucking stand here and like wait for her all day, so. And I think as I'm thinking that, like, I remember I was in my mom's room, so I'm in my mom's room, still on the phone. And like, I just grabbed her dog, and I think, from what I remember, I'm pretty sure that's when she showed up, just like, hey, what's up? So I fucking like grab her. I got them both pretty much, and I'm just like, all right, time to go. So make it back to the front door. All right, so going out now. All right, so it's like the straightaway to the street, and the flamage, bro, like it's fucking blasting at this point. So much that like my entire the radius of the front lawn right there toasted. The tree,
man. Yeah.
that part that was facing the house, toasted. I remember sprinting by, and it's fucking burning, dude. Like, I had them both, I had to, like, blast by it, and that shit was fucking fire. I need to talk to my neighbors, because I wasn't in the mood to take a picture of my house on fire at the time.
Yeah.
But everybody else was, so I'm sure somebody's got good footage. Because unfortunately, everything I've shown you, or everything that I've been able to find, is just mostly smoke. But I'm telling you, dude, there was flamage, and it was
crazy.
Heavy duty. But yeah, so sprint across. I think it was. All right, I need to get more detail. It's difficult. Let's rewind. Slam the door, right? 911. I'm yelling for my dog. I can hear. I'm pretty sure it was the glass from my car. Windows busting and shattering while this is going on.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I think that, according to my neighbor, that's what woke him up, because he thought somebody was breaking into his car. So he comes out, and he's like, oh, my car's fine. Whoa! So, fast forward, I'm sprinting out. Yeah, the sounds. And then also, like, I get it. I understand why. I'm not a very religious person myself, but I can understand why they're like, we need something. What's like the ultimate thing? Like, what can we use as like a scare tactic? And also, as like, what would be the worst punishment ever?
Oh, the fucking
Because,
bird.
dude,
Yeah.
I cannot tell you. When I open up that garage door, and I say that shit was lit, bro, it's like I get it. Like, you know, if you're in that situation, it's like, I wouldn't want this for all of eternity. This would suck. This is like not comfortable at all. I mean, not even close to room temperature. But so yeah, fast forward again. Blasting through my little walkway. Whoa, got my dogs. At this point, all my neighbors are out, and they're like, there's a fire! Fire! Like, get out of the house! So I'm sprinting across the street. My neighbors see me, like, is everybody inside? Anybody else inside? And I'm just like, no, just me and my dogs. and I go across the street. Tiny, my mom's Chihuahua, he was okay to handle, but she is freaking out the entire time. So like I'm trying to like hold on to her, and like I'm sitting there on the curb while my house is on fire, and like I'm holding on to her, and she just won't stop fucking wiggling, and eventually like she fucking wiggles and blah, and she fucking jets, and I'm like, well, sure wish I could get her back, but I'm pretty sure I need to stand here because my house is on fire.
Yeah.
And then I think at that point, I think the cops showed up first, and then trucks after that. Then they started putting it out. They asked me the same thing, anybody else inside? No, just me and the dogs. Okay, now we get to the part that was fucking annoying, dude. Talked about wanting to scream in someone's face to just say, hey man, leave me the fuck alone. Because every single neighbor came out and was like, hey, have you called your mom yet? Called your mom? Which I had, obviously, to let her know the situation. But I guess where she was at, she had no service, so it just went straight to voicemail. Every 5 seconds, somebody like, hey, you called your mom? Call your mom? You get a hold of her yet? Hey, you get a hold of her? I mean, no, her phone's off. It's going to voicemail.
Oh, it's like they wanted you to get in trouble.
10,000 times, dude. The same question about, did you get a hold of her yet? And then also, they just kept bringing me bottles of water. Freddie's like, hey, you want some water? And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. And I just put it there because I wasn't thirsty. And then somebody else like, hey, you want a bottle of water? I'm like, sure. Right next to the other one. I had 3 bottles of water next to me that I wasn't drinking.
That's
and it's just like, cool, thanks. But yeah, so then fire department shows up. They're doing their thing. Kind of cool in hindsight. I mean, they had those fucking big old fucking saw. I guess the procedure, protocol, I don't know. I guess what they do is the first move is that you cut holes in the roof and you let the smoke blast out or whatever, the heat blast out to help extinguish while they're water blasting or whatever. Mm-hmm. So cut some big ass holes in our roof as well. They're putting it out. I had just filled up my car with gas this morning, so I think my car was burning burning longer than other stuff was. I remember they were like spraying it and it would go out and then just kind of like, and like the car would kind of go there. God damn it, and keep spraying it.
Damn.
So yeah, just a long time of just sitting there. I just had my shorts and t-shirt. I had no shoes on, just standing there. And then like, yeah, everybody just 1,000 times. The main question was like, did you get a hold? You need me to use my phone? I'm just like, no. I've called her several times and her phone is off. That's how I said it every single time. But inside, I'm just like, how many times do I have to tell you people like, fuck? And then also 1,000 times. So what? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure. So that was cool. And then it was interesting too. Cop comes over, just states basic info, name, anybody else who lives here. But then it was interesting too because I could feel him, like after he got his basic info, he's like, okay, cool, we'll take care of it. And you'll have to stay and talk to the dude or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. And then he kind of steps away, and then my stupid neighbor's like, oh, so what happened? And I can feel the cop like do one of these, just kind of like. And I can feel him, like, because I think I told him, like I don't know, and I think I told him at that time, I was like, I smoked, but like, that was like, way before, like, this fucking went down. And then, like, so my feeling was he was just kind of leaning in to, like, hear if he was, like, I don't know, me change my story, or if I'm, like, I don't know, or maybe, like, I'm sitting there, like, jacking off to the fire or something. I'm sure he was just keeping an eye on me.
Yeah.
And then, like, his partner walks over and, like, they do one of those, and then they kind of, like, I'm like, fuck the police, man. But, yeah, so I sit there for a while, watch that shit burn, and then they put it out. And then I know I showed you I told you about the YouTube video.
Yes.
And I know who shot the video because I remember as I'm standing there was this fucking guy who was just, like, putting off this weirdo vibe. Because, first of all, the only people that were around were my neighbors, so it's like I recognized everybody. Except for this one guy who was, like, in a hoodie, too, like, in the middle of the night. And he's just, like, filming everything. And he just sat in the curb next to me and was just, like, filming. I'm just like, hey, that's cool, man, thanks. Like, yeah, like I said, I wish I had, in hindsight, just so I could show you the flamage, because I feel like it's more, you get a better picture if you see the fire. If you only see the smoke, it's like, okay, cool, you got out of the smoke. It's like, no, man, there was fire, bro. But yeah, I remember just looking at that guy being like, this fucking weirdo, like, all right. But I mean, good for him. He got, like, 1,000 views. I mean, hey, good for you, bro. I think his thing is, like, IE Frank or something like that, like the Inland Empire John or something like that. Like, Shout out to you, buddy. I'm going to screenshot your video and put it right there.
That sounds cool.
All right, so yeah, do all that. They do put it out, and then the dude shows up. They're like, hey, it's interesting, too, to think about, like, the life of, like, a firefighter, too, because they basically showed up, put it out, and I'm like, all right, there's your house. See ya. And then they just dip. And then the guy just pulls up in his truck afterwards, like, hey, what's up? Here to investigate. And he's like, I'm just here to see if it's a crime. Meanwhile, my dog is still missing. I think my neighbors spotted her, and I think they tried to get her, but I think she got scared from strangers running after her screaming. So they're like, hey, we found her, but then she ran away. And I was like, cool, thanks for, like, scaring her more. That's awesome. I was hoping, because I did walk her, like, a lot. I was trying to walk her as much as I could. Mm-hmm. So I was like, bitch, you better know this fucking neighborhood, and you better know where you get fed. Like, you better remember and come back. That was my hope, is, like, hopefully she remembers, and hopefully she didn't blast out and get hit by a car or something. So, yeah, at this point, it's like, fuck. At this point, it's like 3. It's late. And that was also annoying, is it's like 3 or 4 in the morning, and these fucking, like, group of, like, 5 of my neighbors just would not go away. They're just, like, standing there talking amongst themselves. I'm just like, it's over. Right. There's no more fire. You're not going to miss anything else. You can probably leave. Chilling. Yeah, and then, like, 1,000 times, just like, you want, like, a jacket or something? I'm just like, dude, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Like, just let me sit here and be alone for, like, a second. So I think finally at, like, 4 in the goddamn morning or later, they finally left.
And what were you doing? You were just stuck by yourself
sitting
outside?
There's nowhere for me to go.
Yeah, you couldn't drive anywhere.
And it's like, I can't leave. I can't drive because my car was there. I had to wait for the investigator, dude. One of the firefighters was actually super cool when they did put it out initially. I was like, hey, man, I'm standing here barefoot. Like, can I run inside and grab, like, a pair of shoes? And he was like, no, you can't go in, but I'll do your shoes. Like, what are you, in the back or whatever? Like, I pointed out my bedroom. So he was super cool. He went and got me shoes. He even got me socks. I was like, dude, fucking MVP. Cool. Good job, firefighter.
Nice.
Really cool.
Really heroes.
Those are the heroes. I was standing barefoot for, like, hours. So then we'll fast forward to I'm finally alone, just watching the dude pretty much dig around and do his thing in my garage. And every once in a while I would, like, stand up and, like, look down the street and be like, come on, where's my fucking dog? And so I'm sitting there, and then finally, like the end of a movie or something,
shit.
I look down and she's just, like, sitting there. It must be the dog that's fucking making me emotional. It's really annoying. But yeah, she's just sitting there, and I'm just like, yes, dude. So, like, I'm like, hey, and, like, I start to approach her, but she's still, like, freaked out. So she jets down the street, but luckily the street is like it's an end. There's no exit, so she goes down, like, the cul-de-sac kind of street. So yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. I finally approach her all slow, and then she fucking, like, tackles, dude. And I fucking grab her. And then, like, it was annoying, too, because all her shit was in the garage, so it's like, I don't have a leash for her or nothing. No collar. And she's being very difficult to hold on to because she's a fucking noodle.
Yeah.
But, again, firefighter being very cool. He was like, hey, man, I have, like, just a basic strap. You strap your truck or whatever that you can use, and I'm tired of a tree or whatever. I was like, hey, man, thanks. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, got my dog back, which I was pretty happy about. And then,
I was waiting for you to tell me the story about how it ran back into the fire and died.
There was honestly a moment when I
was like, oh my god.
There was a moment where when I was screaming, like, her fucking name on the phone with 911, where I had an image of, like, maybe she went out to the garage and then I fucking locked her in when I shut it. And
shit.
Yeah, all these thoughts blasting through my head like a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally I got her back. And then investigator dude did his thing, and he's like, I'm just here to see if it's crime. I'm not really here to find much else other than if it's arson or not. Which, according to him, it wasn't.
That's good.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, not a crime, but it's also difficult to identify the source because apparently the garage at a certain point reached. There's a cool word for it where it's like, basically everything reached the same temperature. It got so hot that, like, everything lit up, like, simultaneously. So it's like it's hard to find a source when everything is equally toasted. Right. If that makes sense. So yeah, did that, And then finally, I think at that point, I called my girlfriend because I needed some kind of car or something. And I also felt horrible just sitting there by myself at now it's 5 in the morning. And I'm also well, I'm not going to work today, that's for sure. So yeah, she shows up. So I get to sit in her car. I think at this point he was still doing his investigating or whatever. Finally get a hold of my mom. And I'm just all right, well, before we talk about anything, first of all, everybody's all right. So there's that. Everybody's okay. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, well, there was a bit of a fire. And she's like, all right, in the house? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, is the whole house, fucking gone? And I was like, no, it looks like it was mostly the garage. I mean, if you can see from that picture right there, it toasted the garage for sure. As far as the inside, definitely smoke damage.
Okay.
And the fire it didn't get past the garage much. Where I think most of the damage, it was a lot of water damage because they were spraying the fuck out of it. So, and then I think part of the roof kind of came down.
Goddamn.
So it's there was a lot of water damage, and then just the roof kind of collapsing a little bit.
How was the pool table? They get over there to where that's
great
fucked
question. Up? I mean, it's still standing. I keep forgetting to lift because it had the cover on it too. It's a really thick leather, weathery kind of cover. So in theory, it might be okay. I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. I haven't had a chance to.
Gotcha.
Eventually, yeah, she finally shows up. That was cool too. And then this is the part where it gets very weird, and also
should it be spoken on here?
No. It's just it's something that you don't really think about. So you've heard of ambulance chasers, right? The dudes who follow ambulances and hey, I'll fucking sue that company. They hurt you or whatever. It's a term for people who
Oh
they
shit.
try to get money from the insurances, right?
Okay.
So they follow people. They call them ambulance chasers just because it's usually you're a piece of shit who you making money from someone's misfortune or whatever, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So apparently there's a same exact thing for fire, not just personal injury, because fucking vultures, these fucking random people were just trying to wrap our minds around the situation. And first it starts with one guy. He just shows up. And I'm assuming they must have a police radio, or maybe they just follow the smoke, because first it was him and he's like, hey, what's up?
Is this still in the middle of the night?
No, this is
okay.
Early mornings.
Gotcha.
The sun has risen at this point because my mom did something about 6-ish.
Okay.
So it should be between the hours of 6 and 7, maybe. This one guy shows up. Because I think my mom has already kind of called Allstate or whatever and let him know the sitch. So this guy shows up and he's like, hey, what's up? So what I do is when you're dealing with the insurance company, they have the tendency or whatever to be they can be very finicky or very, I mean, they're a business. They don't want to just give
right.
you
They try to
$1
make it
billion.
almost like it's not their responsibility to cover.
Kinda, or they want to minimize how much they have to pay out. They want to and he's like, hey, I'm the kind of guy, or my company or whatever, what we do is all right, the insurance, they'll just be okay, here's the money for your house, okay, whatever, bye. But they're not putting in consideration all the shit you lost, the damage from that smoke, all of our clothes are fucking there's a smell on everything. You can probably see it on my box. Also, everything has that, your fireplace, that soot
yeah.
or whatever, everything coated. Because according to the dude, when that happens, he described it like a rice cooker. There's so much pressure that the smoke just fucking just gets into literally everything.
Gotcha.
So he's like, yeah, my company basically fights for you. We made sure that you get what you're supposed to get,
right.
or as much as possible, to make sure that your life goes back to what it should have been before the fire. And I'm like, all right, well, that's cool, I guess. And then back to the vultures. And then here comes another one, and another one, and 2 more, and here's a couple who do it together.
Jeez.
And all these people are fucking surrounding my mom these fucking vultures. Hey, here's my card. Here's my card. Hey, have you talked to blah blah blah? So then I had to jump in hey man, maybe give her a fucking minute. So I told her to go inside. I'm like, dude, she's trying to process everything. She's been home for like an hour, just got off of work, and like so I pretty much had to like tell them fuck you without saying fuck you, and it was like this one fucking guy had this fucking look on his face, like just like this fucking like, all right, man, like, just kind of that face.
Yeah, okay, that sucks. Yeah.
And I'm just like, so it was interesting because it's like I feel like you never really run into those people until you're in that situation, but then it's also like. It's difficult because it's like you kind of do need that person, you know what I mean?
Kind of, yeah.
Because it's like, I don't deal with insurance companies all the time. My mom doesn't deal with like,
Right.
or even with the situation. So it's like, kind of need them to partner or whatever for like the repairs and all other expenses, like our hotel that we're living at now. But yeah, talk about pulling an all-nighter while your house is on fire and then having to like also be like strategic enough to like not go with the first guy, right? You want to like get the right guy, and it's like
yeah.
So and then you have to make the decision. Then it's like, all right, well, it's got to happen now because it's like obviously
that sucks.
You got to start doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man. So we're going through all these people. Like I said, when I told them to go fuck themselves, I was like, hey, like, fucking leave us alone. Give me your fucking info, and then we'll get back to you. Like, just fucking go away. And then, to add to their awesomeness, they don't go away. They just go back to their car and stare at you and, like, hope that you're going to pick them, I guess. Which is, like, cool. This is what we want to deal with. So, yeah. Eventually, go through all their info. We do the best we can, figuring out the situation, and make our select.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we got the dudes, and then they give us our whole, like, battle plan or what they're going to do or whatever. Seems like we picked okay people, I guess. I mean, they're taking care of us pretty good. The one dude was cool. He took us out to breakfast or whatever afterwards. So I was like, that's cool, man. Thanks. Not really hungry, but cool. Thanks. Yeah, and then...
You're sure this is not a scam?
No.
No, you're not sure?
But, yeah, talk about those fucking people just, like, swarming, dude, like fucking ants on a picnic or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then, so, I think I went in, they let us take, like, enough clothes for, like, a week or something, and then they're like, all right, well, clean other stuff later. And then I think we had to go back and, like, put all of our clothes separate or whatever so they could pick what they were going to clean for us. I just got some of my stuff back, mostly just, like, underwear and, like, a few of my jackets. That was another thing, too, is because of the, it's an old house, so there was also, like, a possibility, like, asbestos or some kind of, like, stuff like that. So they were like, hey, there's a good chance that you might not get any of your stuff back. It could be, like, tainted with, like, chemicals or whatever. So your clothes and shit, there's a good chance you won't get that back. Which, at first you're like, yeah, it's clothes, but then it's like, I have this jacket that was, like, my dad's, and I'm just like, I really like that jacket. And then I've got, like, other stuff that's, like, man, that stupid saying where it's like, you don't know what you got.
Yeah.
Until it's down. It's
funny.
true, because when you look around, it's just like, ugh, all this stuff that I might never did. And it's like, I got my laptop. That was another moment. Let's flash back to the fire. So, there's a moment where I'm in the hallway. I had already called 911, and I think I'm going back to get the dogs. So I'm like, all right. I think I had a moment of like, all right, well, if this is it, if it's all gonna go up, like, what do I grab? Yeah. If everything's about to go on fire, like, what do I get? So I'm like, all right, dogs. Like, I had just put away my laptop, so I'm like, do I grab my laptop? Like, should I grab, like, these fucking pictures? Like, what's like not gonna be able to be replaced? You know what I mean?
Right.
All this is happening, like, blasting through my head 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Damn.
Ended up grabbing nothing, not even my shoes, just the dogs. Which, in hindsight, that's one thing. Maybe it'll kick in the same way the door thing did with an earthquake.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the one thing that I always think of with an earthquake. It's not the doorway thing. The earthquake thing for me is put on your shoes. Because glass is going to shatter for sure, or good chance. And it's like, if you're running around, have some shoes on.
Yeah.
I wish I had done that.
Yeah.
Because I was barefoot for so long, but...
It sucks.
Yeah, but luckily, there was no chemical taint or whatever, so clothes are fine. They're being cleaned. A little bit of a bummer is I'll have to go back to the house and look, but I think my Dominant Sinclair hat might have been in my car. So there's a chance that might be
So
gone.
we gotta cancel that series.
No, hell no, just get another fedora. But That's a little bit bummer too, because the hat was stupid, but it was also my dad's too. So I'm just like,
That was a cool hat.
I think the jacket is more important to me than the hat, but I mean, I like the hat. It was good for the
bit.
Good for the bit.
Yeah, it was a good bit.
But yeah, everything is savable, I guess, except for the stuff that literally burned, which was mostly in the garage. Just the car was the big thing. Everything else was just like whatever else you keep in the garage.
Yeah, your
Tools,
washer and dryer.
Washer, dryer got toasted. Oh, that was the other thing. So I wanted to do it in a nice, clean linear, but I keep jumping back. So back to the moment when I first opened the garage door to hell. Open it, take that first step, and I'm like, trying to hit the garage. I'm thinking like, okay, water. I look over, this is all lit up, car's on fire. And I remember looking at my car like, well, that's got a good potential of like exploding.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
I look over at the water heater and I'm like, that could also explode too. I should probably not be in this garage. And that's when I blasted back inside the house. Nothing really exploded dramatically, like in a movie or anything. My car did lots of kind of fireworky kind of pops. But that was probably just like the battery and like I said, I had a full ass tank. So, and they asked me too. They're like, "Did you fill it this morning?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, it's pretty obvious because your fucking fuel tank like exploded or whatever. Like it like blew out." And I was like, "Yeah, I just filled it up." Because I had been on fumes for like the last like 3 days.
Dang.
But yeah, fast forward again. Everything's salvable. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up soon. We're already passing 50. It took longer than I thought it was gonna take to talk.
Well, yeah, it's because you had to take your cry breaks.
Yeah, I'll cut that out.
Oh, hell no. I just made the joke. We can't do it now.
What do you mean? I don't cry for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it that I can think of. I feel drained talking about it. All the stuff is savable. Currently at a hotel, waiting for them to find a temporary residence.
Nice.
Got a new car.
Oh, yeah.
I went electric. That way I avoid the fuel.
It looks like a van, kind of.
That way I avoid the fuel explosion again.
What is it, like a crossover?
Yeah, it's some kind of hybrid between badass sports car and a van. No, I'm kidding.
It looks like a van. A van and a station wagon hatch or something.
I've only been on it for like a week or less, or I don't know, not that long. But I mean, I'm digging it so far. I like
it too. It's cool.
It's smooth.
You can fit all your kids in it.
Yeah.
Because it's a mom soccer van.
I should have asked Ryan's opinion of actually sitting in the back seat. I don't think I've ever really sat in the back. I don't know how the leg space is, but
Dang. Okay.
I mean, it's cool to me. I like it, especially because I was trying to debate too, because it's like I think the max when it's like fully charged, it's like $130 miles or something like that, like 130, something like that. Which is like
that would suck so much for me.
No, that's what I mean. Like I had to really think about it in my day to day like commuting, because I'm like, all right, what do I do like on my week to week or whatever? Like my biggest trips are here, and that's basically it, and that's like what 40 to 50 miles, give or take.
Oh yeah, it's a little under. Yeah.
So yeah, I debated for a while and making sure that like, all right, is this gonna be like more inconvenient than it is?
That was a good guess.
And my only
50. Because it's 44 miles from here to work.
How many times have I made this drive? You think I don't know
Yeah,
every fucking mile? So yeah, I thought about that for a while, but I'm pretty happy with it. And then, like I said, with my day to day, it's like, yeah, what do I do? Like 4 miles to work and then 4 miles back. So I'm pretty sure I could do it one charge for like a week or two if I wanted to. I think the only time it wouldn't work is like when I go to Vegas or something. It would work.
Oh, you'd have to stop at Baker.
There you go.
Do your quick charge while we eat our fucking alien jerky, though, so it's fine.
I
Who
mean,
cares?
if you play it that way, like if you plan for it, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's just going to add another
You
hour.
can't put fuel in it, right? It's just electricity?
100% electricity.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, that is
You'd have to add like an hour to whatever you're doing. Like, instead of Vegas be 3, it'd be like, maybe 4, so you got to stop once.
Oh, okay, and do your charge, yeah.
But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Mileage and stuff like that should be cool. It's only been like a week, but I dig it. And then also, yeah, so I'll tell you the exact amount later, but my Allstate gave me a certain amount for my car. Mm-hmm. And then
You had to use it to pay it off?
It was already paid off, which is another,
good. Okay, so there's down payment money then. Basically.
So, yeah, got it. it's already almost paid off. The down payment that I put, it's like basically paid off. It's like
Jesus.
And then my monthly is like pretty low, so I'm not worried about it really at all.
That's cool.
And then the other thing is and then I had leftovers, so it's like, all right, let's drone it up, like so.
That's where that came from. Okay, yeah.
So
that was too fun, also.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Got any questions?
No.
It's going long, so that's why I don't want to be rude or whatever. I just,
No.
I feel like,
your house burned down, and I have to be out of mine. So
yeah.
we're
but
even.
Yeah, as soon as we find a new place, then we'll get it together, and then
That would be convenient.
it would. And I feel like it'd be better for the content as well. Cause it's like I feel like us being around each other more.
I'll give you money to live there, dude.
We bounce our ideas off each other more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like it'd be.
And
more,
we work pretty similar hours.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that too. So it's like community, like everything. It's just like it works. Like yeah, so it should be cool. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to the
FIREPOD.
Episode 14 for sure. We'll go ahead and sign it out. The next podcast will be more back on schedule. We didn't talk about anything we're watching. I watched my house burn. That's what I watched this week. Feel free to find that guy's YouTube channel so you can see the cool smoke. There actually was a cool shot of, like, it's all smoky and then there's firefighters on the top and they have their flashlights. So it's like you see like kind of like a cool silhouette through the smoke.
Oh, that's cool.
Hard to describe, but it was like a cool shot. And I was like, hey.
I'll screenshot it.
Not bad. This fucking guy who lives his life like Jake Gyllenhaal in that Nightcrawler movie, like he just goes
the
goes and gets that sweet accident footage when stuff's going down. I don't know if you watched the whole video, but there's a cool moment where, because at first I was like, man, fuck this cop, but then he was actually kind of cool because when that guy was filming, like the cop walks by and he's like, oh, you getting some good footage, man? Like, cool. Like, but very sarcastically, like, oh, cool, you piece of shit. Like,
damn.
Way to film this fucking tragedy, bro. Awesome on you. And he's like, oh, I didn't even know. And I'm just like, fuck you, I.E. Al, or whatever the fuck your tag is. But
we should have looked it up before.
Whatever.
Oh, you can throw little words here, right?
I'm gonna rip his fucking footage, that bitch. He should at least fucking put it on the MomsGarage Studios so we get some of those views too, you dick.
Tag him and shit.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up.
That's fun.
Next week we'll be back on schedule.
Okay.
So yeah, sign her out. Episode 14, Mom's Garage. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that button. Get those alerts.
The fuck up. The like and smash if they want.
Yeah, this is Kyle
and Tyler.